So 5th grade, you launched a real Airbnb.
Yeah.
You guys got $10,000 of confirmed bookings in
yes.
that year. This year was a food truck. What are you going to do in 7th grade, Eddy?
The future's bright. I don't know.
Welcome to the Future of Education podcast, hosted by Mackenzie Price. Mackenzie is the founder of a revolutionary new school model that's disrupting education through AI. Join us as we discuss the latest in education innovation.
So we actually posted a video recently
Yes.
where you are one of the stars on our Future of Education thing. And one of the comments I saw was, where are their hairnets and gloves? So I was curious, are hairnets required if we're working in a food truck?
Well, we probably should have thought of that. But we do have gloves, though. Gloves are
gloves.
required.
Okay, that's cool.
If you were touching the food, gloves are required.
Well, it made me think, because I'm like, I try to think, how often do I go into places and see people wearing hairnets? Like, I grabbed lunch today and I didn't see anyone wearing
I
hairnets.
didn't see a single hairnet either. But yeah, no, they are required to wear gloves. If there was one off camera, then we should find them. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like people don't really want to get food from kids. And
Really?
if I was a person and I was hungry and I wanted to get my food, the last thing that I want is a messed up order.
And you think people just don't trust
Yeah,
that kids are limitless and capable?
Yeah, but we're different.
Okay.
We put in the work and we are capable of serving people properly. And I think that's why it's kind of changing. Like, our capabilities are like really cool, and just our leadership skills that are evolving.
What do you think about your team dynamic within the kitchen with prep cooks and line cooks and
What were the challenges you faced?
cashiers and throughout the whole year?
I feel like I was used too much as an answer, and maybe people have to kind of maybe connect the dots.
Like what? Give me an example.
It's like they keep asking me what to do. And
What should I do? What should I do?
And it's not really my job to tell you what you do. You can look around and see,
What
ask
needs
who needs
action.
help. Yeah. I'm not going to know off the top of my head who needs help, but I think it's okay, though. That's my job. But sometimes it was a little bit unnecessary. But the dynamic was good.
So
we
would
worked
you
together.
give feedback to those kids who maybe would often be like, "What should I do now, Eddy? What do you want me to do now? Did you ever have conversations after the fact or in the moment,
Yeah.
like, hey, let's talk about maybe a better way that you could work in the food truck?"
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we typically have
Do
like
debriefs.
debriefs and like feedback sessions. Very respectful feedback, no
Yeah.
harsh.
How do you make sure it's respectful?
Well, we have like this rule of thumb where it has to be helpful, kind, and specific.
Okay,
And that's a
great.
rule of thumb for feedback.
It's all feedback and
Yeah.
level, yeah.
What's the feedback you gave to another student? You don't have to say their name, but what's the feedback you would give to another student? Or a specific one?
I'm going to go into the whole team.
Okay.
Communication.
Great.
Sometimes we would talk over each other, screaming, and I feel that's unnecessary because when you're playing with hot gas and it's dangerous things, communication is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Do we want to talk about a
Yes.
small
yeah,
accident?
we do.
No, well, yeah, last week, the little fireball came up and had a little bit of singeing of hair last week. Not just on the arms, but a little bit up here. Everybody's safe, everybody's fine. But
Yeah.
Is that where
It's-
I see those red highlights in your
no,
hair,
not
Eddy?
his, not
Is
his.
that-
It was another student.
Another,
but
I wasn't
but-
down at the moment.
Yeah, but no, it's like
Should
one of
have.
those things that I think that we learned even in session 4,
Yeah.
and why I tried to. I think the big
understand
push
now.
was, hey, as an entrepreneur, you're going to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
If you're starting your own business, you're going to wear every hat
And
at some
maybe
point.
you should wear a hat
Yeah,
around hot
exact-
fire.
Yes,
No.
but and it's like
We had an accident. We learned from our mistakes, but nobody was harmed.
nobody's
Yeah.
armed. Yeah.
That's great. So, okay, so first session, you were learning general financial literacy,
Yes.
some basic cooking skills, things like that. Second session, you start actually planning, what is our food truck? What are we going to do?
Yeah,
What were
menu.
what were the big decisions you had to make during that time? Just
The name and the menu.
the name and the menu. Because, you had to decide what kind of food
Yeah.
you were going to make.
The name actually came more naturally than we expected.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who. Somebody had the idea of like Little Dippers with like.
Well, I
we
think
would
you
get-
guys were like coming up with the menu first.
Yeah,
and
no,
then, and then you're like, oh, we should get like these pancake, like we dip them into the thing,
them
and it just
with
kind
the
of
sauce.
organically came up with Little Dippers.
Okay,
And
so
then-
Little Dippers serves what kind of food?
Breakfast food.
Breakfast food.
Yes.
What are your specialties?
In my opinion, our best menu item is the French toast.
Ooh, I love
very
French
good.
toast. Okay, so you have French toast, and so you had to learn how to make good French toast,
Yes.
right? You had to figure out the rest of
The
your
recipe,
menu. You had
yes,
to price
the
it.
costs.
Yes, you had to do that. And then what about figuring out like the actual food truck? Did you guys get you know? I know what you ended up with, but did you
Yeah.
debate like? Is it going to be a truck? Is it
Well,
going to be a car? Is it going to be a trailer? What is it?
we even debated if we wanted a food truck.
Oh, really?
because, Yeah. Our kitchen is pretty nice, pretty spacious. Everybody fits inside. In our food truck, 4 people at max if the stove is
It's
on.
tight, yeah.
And I feel like that's a big limitation.
But how did you decide to go then food truck versus working in the school kitchen?
I think the tiebreaker was just the fact of being able to move our kitchen
Yeah.
to somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like,
because
for
you've been
example-
doing some business, like catering
Cover
events.
Bee Cave, one of our best catering events.
That was a great event.
That was a car dealership.
Yes.
Shout out Covert Bee
Yes.
Cave
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
let's
need your
go.
car. So you guys got a gig with a business that
Yes.
hired you to come and do an event.
80 plus orders.
No way, 80
Yeah.
plus orders.
Yeah.
In an hour and a half.
In an hour and a half.
So
And
that was hard.
You guys were
everybody was just, everybody excelled so well.
cruising. Yeah. In the heat of the moment, you guys rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
For all the platitudes.
How much money was it? Like 700?
$700 something
Yeah.
dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the goal, financial goals that you had for this workshop?
$1,000 in gross profit. No, net profit.
And
sorry.
off-campus sales for the for session 4.
Yes.
The kids work well as a team. The guides have to work well as a team to make these things happen for them too. So.
We waited for a while. It got delayed and stuff.
Yeah. Going through the process of renting a food truck is
It's hard. Legal
even
documents.
as the guide going through it, I'm like, this is a lot of work.
It is a lot.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you guys were super patient in the process, and you guys adapted to like, what can we do to continue to make the business moving? And you guys did a great job.
Well, and it's such a great one of the things I love about students and guys are learning together because it's not like we hire a teacher who's like, you must have food truck experience,
Yeah.
right? Like you have to go and learn how to become an expert along with the students
Yeah.
in doing that. Okay, so Eddie, let me ask you this. What do you think are the biggest lessons or life skills you've learned from your food truck workshop?
Leadership is in everybody. You just gotta find it in you, and you just gotta like practice it, and you can use it. I was pretty timid. I like talking, but not the biggest leader. But this kind of like taught me, put me on the spotlight, and forced me to use my leadership skills, and just it kind of came naturally, and it wouldn't have come out if it weren't for this workshop, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
You did a great job of like
Thank you.
stepping up. And I think that like knowing every aspect of the business, from the financial literacy piece to the leadership, to the teamwork, to the communication. I would say the host of this was started out as a financial literacy and entrepreneurship workshop, but I think the gamut of life skills that you learned and displayed through this workshop and all the students were just incredible to see.
Yeah.
So
Teamwork, communication, for
Yes,
sure,
for
right?
sure.
Adaptability, being able to handle
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's a lot of life skills.
yeah. There's no better life lesson like living it, right? So
Do you
did a
think
great
you
job.
could have learned all these life skills in a traditional school experience?
Never.
Never? Why not?
No. Well, I'd be sitting down at a desk right now and just looking at some teacher teach me on a chalkboard, on a whiteboard, while I could be doing something much advanced. But here I am leading a food truck. It's just crazy to see how finally education is changing for the better.
Finally, you've been
Yeah.
waiting forever for it to change, haven't
old
you?
like 40 years, man. Come on.
So Eddie, let me ask you another question. Yeah, you had mentioned you've always loved cooking. Do you
Yes.
think that this experience has it increased your interest and passion for culinary?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see you work in like a really like high tech kitchen. Well, not high tech, but like an actual kitchen that people serve in. And it's taught me how to use like a big propane tank, like 100 pounds.
100-pound propane tank.
Yeah,
Wow.
and learning how to turn on the valves, how to get close to fire and turn it on. But yeah, it's kind of taught me like more, like the more roots of cooking.
So, like, even from a cooking perspective, do you think it's also kind of pushed you to think? Because I know you talked about this too, is wanting to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Do you think it's kind of giving you a little bit more spark in that entrepreneurial mindset?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe I start my own restaurant.
I don't know. Hey, from food check to restaurateur, I mean, who knows?
Now, were you part of the Airbnb crew last year?
Yes.
So 5th grade, you launched a real Airbnb.
Yeah.
You guys got $10,000 of confirmed bookings in
yes.
that year. This year was a food truck. What are you going to do in 7th grade, Eddy?
The future's bright. I don't know.
So now I just want to ask you a couple other questions since I've got you for this podcast. Can you describe what is a typical day like at your school?
When I get to school, I am happy to be here, and it's just happy to see all my friends and ready for the day. We start with morning launch, and that's where we learn how to use teamwork and like new life skills.
Like, what'd you do for lunch this morning?
Launch today, we did this like music thing where we had to connect with people who had the same interests in music.
Oh, okay.
And then we had to like find our 5 favorite songs and agree and disagree to see which ones are the best.
Really? What music, what artist or genre did you connect with someone on?
80s.
80s
Hey,
music.
let's
Wow.
go.
You and I could be best friends then. So
I love 80s.
Let's go, team.
That's awesome. Okay, what's your favorite song of the 80s?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
But-
Just a bunch of them?
Too many?
ELO's great.
ELO?
Yeah, electric like orchestra.
Electric, like
what's that
light
song?
orchestra?
What
Yeah.
is that song? I don't know an ELO song.
Dun, 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 dun. That song?
Sure,
It's
yeah.
it's an ELO song.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
popular.
A lot of
cool.
good.
Mr. Blue Sky?
Mr. Blue Sky,
Mr.
yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and so then you do your morning launch, and we
Yeah.
always think of that as like Tony Robbins for kids, get
Yeah.
kids excited
Yeah.
to connect on the day, get going, do something kind of a team-based, launch. Then what?
Then after that, we get straight to core skills for 2 hours. We start with whatever topic you want,
Okay.
and
How do you decide which topic you want to start with?
I typically start with the top of my recommendations list and just go down by
Okay.
there.
So you log into your dashboard.
Yeah, dashboard.
And it'll say, okay, we think you should do math or
Yes.
language or reading or
And
science.
they've
Okay.
already chosen your skills in the order.
The
and-
AI tutor has.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's really cool how they do it because they won't let you move on to the next skill because it's kind of like scaffolding. You can't really have a good house if you don't have a concrete foundation. That's why they're moving you up, and you can't just skip to the skill you want because you won't know the next skill, the fundamentals.
You
Once
were
you-
doing a great job, by the way, of describing like
Yeah.
mastery learning. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's very cool.
Thank you. And then once you're done, at 10 o'clock we have Q break, 15 minutes, have fun, come back in, do some more work, 11:15 Q break, come back in until 11:57. You go to launch. Oh, sorry,
Newsflash.
Newsflash.
Yeah.
What's Newsflash?
Newsflash, it's kind of just like a catch up on the day, any announcements, and we also have like this word of the day.
Ooh, what was your word of the day today?
Well,
We didn't have one today.
What was your
Very-
word of the day yesterday
Last week.
or Friday?
I can't remember. They're very exotic.
Oh, exotic words.
Yeah, they're words that make them. We always go to the New York Times word of
Yeah.
the day and how often it's used in the New York Times.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
the
okay.
definitions. People try to like put it in a sentence.
we'll do like Rebus puzzles
Oh,
and
Rebus
like
puzzles, yeah.
some sort of holiday of the day. Or mine is like going down the rabbit hole of like,
Fun
here's a fun
facts.
fact and then here's another fun fact on top of the fun fact.
So what's a check you're working on right now?
Well, a check that I just finished
Let's
today.
go. Yeah.
Woo.
It's second brain. So you focus on one topic and you have to fill out this whole prompt for ChatGPT. Took a long time, like 3 weeks.
What was your topic?
Mangrove scientists.
Mangrove scientists. Okay.
And I finished that the other day, and the whole point of it is to put it in ChatGPT and for another AI to make a test for the AI and give that test to the ChatGPT that has all of my answers.
Oh, okay. So you basically have to build
Yeah.
this second brain that has
Yeah.
so much information that a GPT
Yeah.
would be able to call upon
Yes.
it and get the correct answer.
Yeah, so the AI
So it's
is-
a deep research project
Yes.
that you're doing.
So that AI is taking all the information that I put in, and it's going to solve a quiz.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your second brain passed
Yes.
the
It
quiz.
passed, yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah.
So what skills were you learning through that check?
Well, grit for sure.
Okay,
I've had a
what
lot of
else?
mistakes, but pushed through and kind of just revised the whole thing and fixed it. Probably like the ability to dig deep and find all the answers.
For sure.
Because on your first search, you're not going to find all the answers. So you kind of got to keep going. And to be honest, learning how to use AI.
For sure.
AI was a really big part in this check, trying to find all the mangrove scientists and all the answers, learning how to prompt AI.
And did you get to pick your topic?
Yes, you get to pick your own topic.
Great.
Long time ago in Marine Lab, it's a workshop where the people went to Key Largo.
Ooh, got to go to
Yes.
Key Largo as part of like the final
Yes.
test, huh? Did you go on that?
No, I backed out.
Oh, bummer.
And then since I already started on it, I was like halfway done. I just wanted to continue and finish it.
Okay, so you're able to finish that. So
Yeah.
you work on checks for a little bit of time, and then what? In the
After
rest of
that,
the
we
day?
have Q break. And then
Lots of breaks throughout the day.
Yes.
We generally want.
Short-
What do you like to do during those breaks?
talk or just run around and like play soccer.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Soccer, football,
Yeah.
spin.
And then we have workshops, the life skills of the day. Those are really fun, in my opinion.
So one of the workshops you're still doing is the food truck. What's the other workshop you're working on?
We're doing laugh track.
What's that?
So we're doing a play. We're doing a one-piece play, and it's pretty hard trying to memorize and like do your acting skills and public speaking. Public speaking is the main life skill, so it's tough, but it's pretty cool that we're.
But you're learning
it.
that
Yes.
too. That's very cool.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love that. And then it's the end of the day?
Yes. End of the day, we have shout-outs where we give shout-outs to peers for doing something, leadership, teamwork,
Any of the core life skills.
core life skills, adaptability. You're kind of pushing for one. Follow through, right.
Follow through is one of my favorite life skills.
Because he really likes saying something and actually doing it.
Yep.
Hey, I think that's
That's
a
a
hugely
great one.
important life skill right there. It definitely is. And so what do you think helps describe the culture of your school?
There's a lot of cool ways to say it, but I think we're just all like a big, big family and just all like appreciate each other and kind of love each other and support each other.
Does it ever get competitive?
Yeah. But in a
Like
kind
how?
way, yeah.
Yeah, like how?
Probably whenever we're playing soccer, football,
Yeah. Any of the sports.
yeah, or debates, cool debates.
Town hall topics.
Town hall, yeah.
What is town hall?
Oh, yeah. On Tuesdays, I believe.
Tuesdays, the
Yeah.
session, yep.
Tuesdays, we have town hall. It's a moment in the day where we have debates or topics we would like to discuss, and we vote and we give ideas on how to solve them.
For your level,
Yeah,
your
for our
fifth and
level,
sixth grade
yes.
classes together. It's like
Yes.
how you're going to run your community. Is that right? A kind of a town
Because
hall?
we want the kids to take leadership in their rules, not the guides.
Okay. So what's an example of what's been like a hot topic in town hall?
Didn't you guys just have one recently?
Well, yeah, about like the rockets. It's going to be a little bit hard to explain.
Okay, what's well, we can even talk about like the trip you guys earned that's coming up at the end of this week
Oh, yeah, for Six Flags.
for your Mega Mobile Squad.
Mega Mobile Squad. So, we proposed the idea of Mega Mobile Squad.
Mega Mobile Squad.
Yeah.
What is
so
that?
We have Mobile Squad.
What's Mobile Squad?
Mobile Squad is completing your goals, 100% of your goals, learning twice as fast at the end of each session. So that means you can still use your 1 week break. But Mega Mobile Squad is if you complete your goals even before on Friday, the last day, before 12 o'clock.
And what did you guys vote on to do for Mega Mobile
We're
Squad?
going to Six Flags.
Six Flags.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to spend the night there.
So I actually have a story about Six Flags from this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. One of my friends sent her daughter to Alpha, and she calls me up one day and she says, "Hey, Mackenzie, I got to tell you, my daughter didn't qualify for Mobile Squad." And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." You know, and basically, as you mentioned, if during the session, like the 6-week period, if you don't hit your goals, you don't qualify for Mobile Squad.
Yes.
And I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." And she said, "Well, she was actually the only one in her grade to not qualify." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. That's rough." She goes, "Mackenzie, they're going to Six Flags. Mobile Squad is Six Flags." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love roller coasters. I would totally
Yeah.
want to go. I wonder what day it is. Maybe I want to go, right?"
Yeah.
And she's like, but she's the only kid in the class who's not not qualified to go. And I said, okay. And she goes, Mackenzie, like, let her go. Will you just let her go? And I was like, exactly, Eddie. I was like, well, she didn't hit her goals. And she's like, I know,
People
but
work for it.
she's going to feel so bad watching her friends like go off to Six Flags. And I said, well, she goes, what's she supposed to do? And I said, well, she can be at school. We're going to have a guide at school for the, if there's kids who didn't make Mobile Squad, they'll be at school. And she's like, that's going to be so heart-wrenching for her. And I said, well, if you want her to stay home that day, she could stay home. And she was really trying to like call in a favor and like, come on, Mackenzie, bend the rules for my kid. And so I said, sorry, that's not how it works. We don't do that. Anyways, what ended up happening is she gave her daughter the choice, do you want to go to school or do you want to stay home? And the daughter said, no, I still want to go to school. So she went to school and she was with her guide that stayed back with her. And they sat down and they talked about like what went wrong during that session. Like, why did she not hit her goals? And there were a lot of things, like there were a couple of check chart items that like, you needed a certain period of time for, and she didn't start them until, it was too late.
Yeah.
There were some math goals that were harder than she anticipated they were going to be, and she didn't quite get. She had waited a little too long to start a lot of things. Procrastination was definitely one of the big challenges she had. So anyways, she and her guide like sat down and they did this postmortem, and then they kind of came up with like, what's the plan to make sure this doesn't happen? Well, fast forward about 2 weeks, my friend calls me up and she says, Mackenzie, my daughter came home on that Friday with like a full plan for what she was going to do to catch up on her goals and to make sure she was on a good start. She started working on her goals. We're now, a week into the session, and she's totally like ahead and on track, and she's energized and she's pumped and she's so excited. And she said, Mackenzie, thank you for not letting me rob my child of that experience. The experience that she had by not getting to go on this Mobile Squad adventure to Six Flags. And she's like, I was so close to trying to keep that failure, from affecting her. Yeah. And it turned out to be such a great thing. And I think that it was kind of a true experience. Have you ever missed a Mobile Squad, Eddie?
Yes, I have.
You have? Do you remember what it was?
Well, yeah, for the last one, it was a rage room.
I think they did a rage room.
Yeah, and that it motivates you to keep going. Just like, man, I want to be there, and that's going to help me. It's going to be my fuel to get to the next one. And
we often say failure is fuel, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, as the adult in the room, like I totally understand that mother's point is like you want to protect your kid from like those feelings, but it's like you're not really protecting them, you're holding them back from progress, right? And it's like that's life. You're not always going to get what you want, and what do you do after that? That failure, you're like learning from that failure is what's going to carry you forward.
What's your favorite thing about school?
That's hard. There's a lot of things. Spending so much time with friends while I'm still learning so much.
Yeah, we get, actually that's one of the questions that we often get is people think, oh, these kids are learning on computers. They don't get social or interaction with humans. What's your answer to that?
We spend so much time with each other having fun while we're still learning twice as fast. But it's still the same amount of time. If anything, I think it might be a little bit less than the average public school. And
oh, it's a lot less.
Yeah, you're sitting there, and it's like it's almost like a co-working station. They're in it, they're doing their thing, you're doing your thing, and you're in the trenches together. And it's not like you're sitting in a classroom and waiting to be called on. And when you talk to your peer, it's like no talking in class. It's like you guys are able to like, you guys even will help each other. Like, I'm stuck on this skill, and like, oh, I did that one last session, and this is what I did to help myself out with that. So you guys do a really good job of working together through that. So
that's amazing. That's great. What's your favorite part about your job?
My goal is always to see these kids become the best version of themselves, and I see it every session. They get better and better. And even coming back to the middle school space and seeing kids that I worked with last year and seeing how they've grown, it's like the seeing them grow is the most rewarding thing that I could ever ask for. So,
well,
awesome.
I got to tell you, Bryan, thank you for your work.
Thank you.
I believe teachers are heroes.
Mm-hmm,
and
absolutely.
even though we don't technically call you a teacher as a guide, you are a hero. And all of those teachers that are out there listening, you guys are heroes. To be clear, one of the things I always say, the teacher in front of a classroom model of learning is not a great one, but teachers are not the problem, right?
Yeah.
It's and what we've done is we really have kind of transformed this role of Teachers 2.0, where they get to spend time really getting to know and connect. And you guys get to go do like a podcast together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys need to take
Look at
this
this.
show on the road. I think you
That's
should
right.
go all over. Well, thanks for being with me, Eddie and Bryan. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you so much.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for inviting us.
Good job, dude.
Thanks for listening to Mackenzie Price and the Future of Education podcast. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now is the time to do it so you can stay up to date on all our episodes. You can connect with Mackenzie on social media and be part of our daily conversation over on Instagram at futureof_education. For more info about the show and our guests, you can always visit futureofeducationpod.com. Lastly, if you're loving what you're learning, please leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be back in your feed soon, but until then, remember, kids are limitless, and it's our job to unlock their potential.